agency, things that I've been able to achieve and stuff, which has been a great journey so far. Also building on the back of that, so I've got my agency on one side, then I realized that there's a big scope for education as well. Obviously, a lot of people need to acquire this knowledge, and there's no easy way to do that. I mean, if you go to YouTube or if you Google this stuff, there's a million different tutorials, and no one knows what to follow, what to listen to. So in the summer of last year, I decided to form what I call the Automation Institute, which is essentially a platform or a body to kind of standardize and formalize the education of AI and automation. So there's one central place that you guys can go to learn everything you need to about these different tools. And if something comes out, yesterday, then you guys have access to that. You know what's coming out, what the greatest platforms are. So me, Matt, and a couple other people who are, leading this industry, we came together and formed the Institute, which is right now two programs, the incubator and the accelerator. We've scaled that to over 25,000 members for the last 9 months or so. So yeah, super excited to bring that education here to the seminar. We're going to take you through a sneak peek of what we teach and what we get over there. I'll hand it over to Matt now to kind of introduce himself too.
And the best thing about our communities, guys, is one of them is completely free. So if you guys ever want to join, it's just on theschool.com. It's school.com/automate. We have that handle there now, and it's a completely free resource for you guys to join and learn, and even stay connected with us after the course of this presentation. So a little bit about me. I'm the owner of the marketing agency here in Niagara Falls, which is called Invitco Incorporated. I've been very fortunate over the last 8 years to have worked with a numerous amount of different business owners, a lot of people in the social media content world. I come from the celebrity talent management world, so it's very different than the world of AI and automations. But that's allowed me to develop an expansive network with working with people like Hamza, working with people who have mass influence, people who have, maybe like 500 to a few thousand followers, all the way up to 10 million plus. And I consult on them with their brand deals, their negotiations, their TV appearances, all these sort of different things. So I have a handful of people that I work with in that regard to navigate those deals and broker those relationships and stuff with them. Most recently, I started working with a professional boxer here in the area by the name of Lucas Body, and I oversee all of his brands, endorsements, PR, and everything of that nature. So I've been very, very fortunate to have a very extensive network, and then diving into this new world of AI and automation. I'm excited to take the opportunity and see where it goes, so we can ultimately help business owners like yourselves optimize their business. Okay, so just the presentation overview here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick overview of the tools, and then we're going to explore the current landscape of these AI and automation tools. Next, we're going to go into a comprehensive ChatGPT training so that your ChatGPT can fully understand you, what your business does. I talk to my ChatGPT literally like I'm talking to like a friend. Yeah, right? Like it's so wild. Andrea, right? Did I get that right? I'm gonna say you look so familiar. I'm so sorry.
Miriam, sorry.
Miriam.
Yeah.
Yes, Miriam. Yes. Good to see you again. I remember. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Then we're going to teach you guys with ChatGPT how to automate certain tasks within your business. And then we're going to go into some creative tools, how to build your own website with absolutely no code, how to build your own software with absolutely no code. And if you had an app idea that you always wanted to create, we're going to show you the tools and the infrastructure that you can need to actually build that and bring it to life, all from the comfort of your laptop. And then after that, we're going to show you guys a new technology that's coming out through one of our business partners, which is an AI voice agent. Essentially, we're going to call the agent on our phone. We're going to have an interactive conversation with it so you guys can see firsthand what it actually can do and the capabilities. And then we're going to open up the floor for a Q&A at the end. And then we'll probably, we have meetings at 12:30, so we'll probably do a hard stop around 12:15, 12:20 for that. So that's the overview, and let's dive in.
Cool. So we'll start off with just understanding the key tools that you will need, like as you do this AI automation stuff. But there's a bunch of different categories of tools that you'll be exposed to. Obviously, a lot of you will be familiar with large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, Llama, and basically that's what AI is. I don't want to get too technical with it because I don't know what everyone's level is right now with AI. Like a lot of you might be using it every day. Some people might not be familiar with ChatGPT at all. But they're basically AI models that can generate outputs like text, image, video, based on prompts and inputs that you give it. So you tell it to do something, it's going to basically understand what your request is and give you some sort of output. That's what the LLMs do. Then there's things called bridging softwares. So that's Make.com and Zapier. So a lot of you in your businesses right now, you're going to be using a bunch of different tools. Like you might be using Outlook for your email, Calendly for your bookings, you might have HubSpot, CRM. So you've got all these different softwares, right? But a lot of people don't know that they can actually talk with each other. And you can automate a lot of these processes that you're doing manually. So if a lead sends you an email in your Outlook, you can actually have that sent to your HubSpot, create a new contact, fill in details about the request, do all of these things, right? And to make those softwares talk to each other, we use something called a bridging software. So that would be Make and Zapier. I'm going to show you how they work in practice, and you can do that for your own business. And then there's also no-code development. So like Matt was mentioning, now you can create your own apps. So if you have a problem within your business, like a software that you think you need, but you can't find anything on the market, you don't have to find it anymore. You can actually just build it yourself. And you basically just write in English, hey, I need an app that can do X, Y, and Z. It's going to develop that for you in 10 minutes. So that's where the world is headed right now, where you can solve your own problems on your own, which is pretty cool. So we're going to show you all three of these things in the presentation. So just starting off with how ChatGPT works again, some people might be very familiar with it, some people might be very new to it. So I'm going to take you through a lot of the basics, and then we'll do it in practice as well. But basically, when you're using ChatGPT, the quality of your request will determine your output. So if ChatGPT doesn't give you the right output that you want, something was wrong with the input that you gave it. And actually writing the request is an art form in of itself. It's called prompting, it's prompt engineering. And that's really the skill that you guys will need to be successful in the future. If you can master prompting, then you can build basically anything. You can build apps, you can build, movies are going to be written with prompts now. There's text to video that's happening right now. And Hollywood is replacing script writers and video editors because now they just want prompt engineers. Anyone who can write the right thing, they can build movies now. So if you can master prompting, then you can do anything. You will never be unemployable. You will never have a lack of skill because that you can do anything if you can write a prompt. So I specify that very hard to learn prompting. And there's a bunch of different ways to learn it. There's different methodologies and stuff, but like an example of a bad prompt is write a sales email. But an example of a good prompt is one that's very specific, like you are a sales expert, write a cold email introducing our AI automation services to real estate agents. The email should be under 150 words, use professional and friendly tones. The point is you want to be as specific as you can. You don't want to be generic because as much detail as you can provide, better your output is going to be. So the ways to structure a prompt is you want to provide it with a role in context. So that's very important. You want to tell the AI who it is so it can put itself in that mind frame. So I love saying, you are a sales expert, or you are my social media manager, or you're my employee that does X, Y, and Z. Tell it who it is so it can give you that right output. And then you want to provide it a scenario as well. And then you also want to give it a specific task. So obviously you want to say, my objective is to achieve X, Y, and Z. This is your role. I want you to do this for me. So an example is write a LinkedIn post about how AI automation can help save time for entrepreneurs. That's a very basic example. But if you actually see my prompts that I write for my businesses, they're like pages long, like it's over 500 words, because I spend a lot of time crafting very, making it very intentional on how I wrote this. This word should be listed here, and like the whole structure of it, right? So I think we like in our courses and stuff, we have a lot of emphasis on writing good prompts and what the structure is like. So I implore you guys after this, spend some time learning on what the key structures are for prompts, and then you'll see a massive difference in your output. So now we'll do a live demonstration. Again, I want to show you this in practice. Like we'll do a basic prompt and then we'll do a more advanced one. You can see kind of what the difference is. But does anyone want to share whichever industry they're in so I can make it relevant for them? Yeah.
I'm in finance industry, so I'd like to see what you create with that.
Awesome. What service do you provide? Like if you wanted to reach out to somebody, what would your offer be?
It would be more to do with mortgages and real estate, so finding and financing the home.
Cool. Very good. That's great. So we do the basic prompt first, write a marketing email for my mortgage business. You see that? Yeah. So you can see here that you can see it's generating an email for you. It doesn't have a lot of details about us. It's making a lot of this up. And that's another problem, that if you don't provide it with a lot of context and detail, then it does something called hallucination, where it does its own, thinking to fill in the gaps. And that can obviously be bad for you, because if you're letting this run autonomously, you do not want it to make up things. You don't want it to hallucinate. You want to have that control over it. So what I like to do as well is you can ask it a question and say, I want you to write this email, but what do you need from me to make this as accurate as possible to stop you from hallucinating, essentially? So you can ask it questions and it can give you feedback. I would like to know this about your business, or could you tell me more about this so I can accurately come up with an email? So feel free to actually ask it questions, and it'll tell you, I need this to be more efficient. So you can go back and forth with that. So you can see here that, we got a very simple body, just filled up generic stuff about commodities business. But if you want to make it more advanced,
What
then
points
here,
is missing in the business?
I can't really.
You can't see that? It says low interest rates, fast approvals, expert support. That's too generic, right?
Yeah, that's too generic.
yeah, like
I
this.
would kind of break it down a little bit more, depending on what email I'm sending. If I'm targeting clients,
Yeah.
maybe I would discuss maybe their target needs in terms of if they're refinancing, or even better, first time home buyers.
Yeah.
So
First-time
they
buyers.
know
Yeah.
what to expect with first time home buying, and what journey they're going to expect, what documents I'm going to be asking for. Just kind of walk through the process so they're a little bit more aware.
Step-by-step
Versus
process.
if I was to email a realtor trying to partner with them, for example, I would tell them maybe my benefits of real estate and my benefits of mortgage and how we can work together to help out their clients.
Yeah.
So I kind of target ChatGPT differently when it comes to both of those things.
Perfect. So I took a little note of what you were saying. So now if we feed that information into the prompt, it's going to be more specific, and the outcome's obviously going to be better for what you're looking for.
Maybe let's read out the prompt.
Yeah, so the prompt I said is, you are a marketing expert. Write a compelling cold email introducing our home financing options to potential first-time home buyers. The email should highlight the journey that they could expect, the documents that they'll require, and the benefits of our services specifically. Make it highly engaging, and its objective is to convert leads to clients. So again, that's better than the first one, but it could obviously keep getting better. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's never ending. There's never a finite, answer that you could have, but this is comparatively better. So you can see here it goes into details about what they can expect, everything that you mentioned. So it's more specific, and it's better for first-time home buyers rather than the generic. So would you say that this is a better email?
Better than, of course, the first generic one.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next level is you feed it like a knowledge base of your business as well. So if you guys spend some time compiling all the knowledge you have about your business, the ins and outs of it, your offerings, into like a document, then you can feed that to ChatGPT and train it on your business, and then use that for whatever you need. Question?
So if you've been using ChatGPT and you have a whole bunch of documents that you've created, are you able to, or does ChatGPT draw from that information that's already been part of your conversation to know who you are as a business owner?
Yeah. So there's different ways you can do it. So in the top left, you can see that there's something here called custom GPTs. So those are things that you can feed it a custom knowledge base and train it on your own business. So it can become a companion for a specific purpose. So for example, like I've got one for my business that I've trained with all the documents that I have about our clients, our database. Obviously, you have to be careful with sensitive information and all of that, what you give to it. But you can create your own custom GPTs, and they act as your companions. And then if you ever need to, you can talk to that directly. So it's not just a generic chat GPT session, it's a very specific one, an employee almost of yours, which is really cool. So I recommend just looking at custom GPTs. And then within that, there's an option to so you can do edit GPT. Then you can go to configure, and then here you can upload files, and then you can basically give it documents of your own business, anything that you want to train it on.
So it can scan all the files there for you, and then it can say, hey, I need a detailed summary of this file. What's the main bullet points and everything with this? And then you can feed that back to your ChatGPT as well, and then just copy and paste it. Yeah.
Is the upload file option included in the free version?
Yeah.
It is? Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Cool. So that's the difference with the outputs. I just wanted to highlight that. Now, what I'd love for you guys to do as well is try it for yourself. I think the best way to obviously learn is to try it. So at the beginning, we wanted you guys to sign up for ChatGPT. So if guys have your laptops open, you're gonna just open up ChatGPT, and the objective is just have AI write a LinkedIn article about your business. So you guys could just do that, and then we'll just go through them.
You can structure the prompt, and you can say something along the lines of, I'm the owner of this business. We specialize in XYZ amount of services. Our goal is to do this, this, this. And then we're looking to have a detailed summary article written about our business. That should give you guys a pretty accurate,
Yeah.
direct output for what you give it.
So that's why we're for like 5 minutes.
Yep.
We'll give you guys 5 minutes and then we'll just go through it. You got it. Yeah, that's it. What?
We can probably stop that.
About cross chat knowledge base. You make a chat it knows what it knows. Make another chat, it knows what it knows. Any advice on having third chat know both of those chats? Context?
Like just not combining them, like with Custom GPT.
Is that how you do it with a custom GPT?
Yeah, or I could have, like I would do it with APIs, just have separate assistants that are specialized in something and then just have them talk to each other.
So I'll give you a case study. Let's say I have 3 competing business ideas and I have 3 competing chats that have totally fleshed out those business ideas. I want to compare the viability of those businesses.
Yeah.
How would you approach? Would you export something from each of the chats into a new prompt in a new chat? And that would be to address that question.
Honestly, I might take it a step further. I might make a group chat with a bunch of chatbots that are trained on that assistant and just have to talk to each other and debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to see that happen.
Yeah.
You can see which one's like, hey, what is the out of the 3 of you, who has the most idea, who has the best viability for scale, and what's going to require this amount of XYZ amount of work to generate this output,
Right.
or whatever. I also like the chat to my chat GPT too as well, from the voice. This isn't the paid version of it. Hey, chat GPT. Good. We're currently doing a training seminar presentation in front of a whole bunch of rockstar business owners at the best innovation hub in Canada, which is the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub. And I just want you to give a quick summary about everything that you kind of know about me, just to showcase your data storage ability about what you know about me. There we go. Yeah. So I'll stop there because that's top secret. Yeah. Yeah. So it goes pretty in depth. So it can totally digest all of your information and
Is that a fresh chat?
that was just a fresh chat that I just opened up.
So that's stored in
it's stored in its memory. Yeah.
Okay.
So then the more that you consistently update it and program it, it'll just store all of the information with it. Yeah. And you learn a lot about yourself too.
So right now, we're just asking it to write us a LinkedIn post?
Yeah, about your business. Yeah. Might have given you guys so much time. Is everyone done? Pretty much. Cool. So I wanted you guys to go through that exercise. So now what I'd like is to have the person next to you or near you basically look at your output and your prompt and give some advice on what they could have done better or what they would suggest that you fix. So if you guys could just participate with whoever's near you and just give some feedback on the prompt or the output.
Have somebody else know about it.
Just a question.
What's your prompt?
Boss.
Well, I just
I asked specific voices.
yeah.
They gotta explain your whole business. Maybe today.
See you, my man. Great shoot.
He's rock.
Yeah, no, it went pretty tough.
I did go down. So yeah, just. When the time is right, something, you chat to them. Okay. Too much for whatever they do. I've been doing it one day, Friday. Not the point, every single day. So I'm 30 years old. What are you? I'm looking for one.
Yeah.
Say internet. We're all saying,
Matt.
No,
Well, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to develop,
Okay. Absolutely. We're gonna go over that maybe in the presentation, so yeah, we'll do it up. Yeah. All right, guys, go on to the share. Anyone want to share their article, their what they generated?
Or actually, does anyone want to share any advice that they gave to someone else? So anyone can learn from that. Like, any feedback from someone that you read?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry.
The feedback I got from the two gentlemen beside me is just really talk to ChatGPT. Like, even though it's to be very basic and very just talk to it, and then the more information you get, the better output you will receive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I actually prefer rather than typing like your query, you can do like there's voice AI, but then there's also speech to text. So you click on the voice icon, you can talk to it for as long as you want. And then it's going to convert that into text, and then send that as a prompt. So instead of you sitting there just typing forever, just speak to it, and then just do the voice conversion. It's way easier than that.
That's what I do because I talk a lot.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else want to share anything? Any feedback that they received? Something they'll improve on? Cool. All right, moving on. Well, next thing we're going to go through is the actual automation piece of it. So this will be an introduction into automation. So again, you guys as business owners, you know that there's probably a lot of manual tasks that you do that are repeatable on a weekly basis. And that can add up, obviously, like things like follow-ups, notifications, data entry, things like that. And now there's tools like I was talking at the beginning, like Make.com and Zapier, to eliminate these bottlenecks by connecting your apps and your workflows so they can share data, they can automate these processes that you do on your own. So how automation works is instead of manually moving information between apps, like copying leads from a website or form submission to a CRM, automation tools can create workflows and triggers to basically do that automatically. So there's two components of it. There's triggers, so the starting action. So maybe a form was submitted, or a new Facebook lead came in, or you got a phone call, anything to trigger some sort of action. And then there's an action. So what happens next? So it's a sequence. It's trigger, action, 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 and then it's a process from there. So popular apps that you can connect. So the example we'll go through is Make.com, but it can connect things like Google Sheets, your Google Drive, your Gmail, your Outlook, your Slack, your Discord, Shopify, Calendly, Zoom, ChatGPT, anything you can think of. There's like tens of thousands of apps that you can connect. So whatever tech stack you're using, you can probably find a way to connect it. So I'm going to take you through that now. So we'll do a live demonstration. I'll show you Make.com. I'll take you through a lot of the basics, and we can just build something simple together.
We're also an official partner with Make.com, which is great. We're very thankful to have them as a partner with the Automation Institute. And every single person who joins our private community inside the Automation Institute also gets a free premium Make license for 6 months too as well. So I'm just going to walk you through exactly how everything can kind of like be connected. This is a little bit more comprehensive, but it's just to show you guys the functionality of how you can connect all your different applications together.
Yeah, so this is make.com. So you can see I've got a bunch of different snares. These are constantly running to run my business. They're random, very specific things to me, but I do use this obviously throughout my entire business and also for my clients. That's really my job, is to build workflows like this to automate their process. So this is what make.com looks like. Again, I can't give a very comprehensive, overview of every button here, but I'll just show you how it works at a fundamental level. So when you click plus, this is basically going to be your trigger. So what do you want to trigger the workflow? And then, like I mentioned, it's got basically every app that you can think of, like Discord, Google Forms, whatever you're using in your business will likely be here. They even have like YouTube, for example. I don't know how people say that, but so we'll start off with, so the example I'll do is a form submission. The response of the form submission goes to ChatGPT, and then from ChatGPT it sends an email back to you, for example. So Tally is the form thing that I use. So just tally.com is like it's a form builder. I'd like to use it. So I'm going to do add. I'm just going to call this seminar example. And then it's going to ask me which form you want to use. So I just created an example consultation form. I'm going to save that. And okay, cool, save. So now it's going to watch for every new response that comes in. Once a new response comes, it's going to trigger the workflow. What do I want to happen after it's triggered? So now I would want to add an action to it. So I would click plus over here. It's got like this bubble structure where you can just kind of see the flow yourself. So once the response comes in, I want to search ChatGPT. That's one of the apps I want to use. Now within ChatGPT, there's a bunch of different options I have. I could message an assistant that I've already created. So maybe like we were talking, you can create assistants that have different, use cases. So I could have a marketing assistant, one for my LinkedIn, one for my Facebook. I can create all these different use cases. I could ask it to generate an image, create a translation. So you can do all of these things right here. For this example, I'm just going to do create a completion. And what that means is I'm going to give it some text input. I want some text output based on a prompt that I give it. So just transform my text and give me an output essentially. Within ChatGPT, there's a bunch of different models. They can get pretty complicated. Each one of these have their own different use case. So you might see ChatGPT 4.0 or 0.1 or 0.3. Or like they have their different use cases. And I recommend like looking which one is the best for you, because some of them are better at like programming and coding, some are better at like deep thinking and reasoning, some are better for like coming up with creative things. So based on your use case, you decide which model to use. 4.0, for example, is a very generic one, so it applies to everything. So I'm just going to choose that. And for the prompts, obviously I don't have time to do a very in-depth one, so I'll just do a simple one for the time being. So here I'm going to add a message, give it a role, and I'll say, you are my virtual assistant. I get queries coming in via a form, and I want you to summarize what they are looking for. We are an AI automation agency. Okay, so that's the assistant's role. And then I'm also going to give it the user, the message that's coming in. The lead is looking for, and then I can look over here, and these are the variables that come in from my form. So I obviously want the query that they're sending. So I put that variable in. So whenever they submit the form, ChatGPT knows what I'm looking for. It's okay if this looks a bit complicated or going fast. There's other tutorials that I'll show you guys at the end where you can look in depth on how this works. Cool. So now ChatGPT is going to receive the input from the form. It's going to summarize it for me, and now I want it to go somewhere. So I'm just going to probably do Gmail. I'll send an email to myself, and then I'll get that output from in. So I'll send it to my support email, and I'll say you have a new lead. They are, I'll do, here's a summary. And I'll put in the result from ChatGPT within the email field. So you can see a result over here. So now you can see how variables are passing along the different modules. Result gets from ChatGPT to my Gmail now. So I'll save that here. I'll click save. And now we've got a workflow here. Click save. So now you can see that these are the different steps: trigger, action, action. And I can have this as long as I want it to be. And then you can also add logic in there as well. So I can put a flow control, for example, so like a router. So say that the lead is looking for, a CRM-based service. I can have it go up a specific branch. Or maybe if they're looking to automate a physical business, I can have it go a separate branch. So based on different criteria, you can, branch this out and make it as big as you want to be. So it can get pretty complicated, but for this example, we'll keep it simple. So I'm just going to save that, and you can watch it in action. Hopefully it does work. So this is the form that I made. So I'm putting my information in. I'm looking to automate my CRM. I run real estate physics. I'm going to submit this form and then go back to make. And now it's going to watch. Oh, it's not on. Might have to do this again.
A CRM, for those of you who don't know, is a customer relation management tool that's utilized to track everything. So Hamza, what do you think this type of workflow could be really useful for these business owners? Like in terms of this could help them with the hiring process. This could help you gather any sort of information. This can help you essentially summarize any sort of form that you're looking for. And then as soon as the form gets submitted, you'll get instantly notified over email that the form's been submitted. And then you'll have a full summary detail of everything that was discussed on the form, and it would be vetted through ChatGPT, and then you'll be notified with an email for it. So it's definitely very useful that you guys can utilize directly into the business.
Yep. And you can see here that the automation just ran. So see in the bottom right, it says the history. It was a success, meaning that the submission came in with ChatGPT and then sent me an email. I'm going to open my email now and see if we have that. Just put email in. Perfect. So I got that email, came right through. So it says, you have a new lead. Here's a summary. Lead is interested in automating their CRM for their real estate business. So very simple, but you can see it worked in action. The form was submitted. I did nothing, and I got an email that was, AI generated essentially. So that's it in action. And that took what, like 5 minutes. So you can make this as complicated as you want. I recommend looking through it. If I have some other examples, I can show you. Let's see here. So here, for example, this is one that we built for a client. Give me a second. Yeah, so this, for example, is another one. So it's slightly more complicated, but what it does is it takes WordPress blogs that get posted to my client's website and transforms them into social media content. So you can see here that the trigger is it watches for a new blog, sends the blog content to ChatGPT, which then converts it into text. And then from there, it sends it to Twitter. It then sends it to Facebook to create a new post, and then also sends it to LinkedIn as well to create social media content for us. So now you just create a blog post, and suddenly you've got social media posting for you on autopilot. So that's another example. You can make this, as crazy as you want to be, and the potential is limitless. So yeah, definitely looking to make .com for your business and see what you guys can build for yourself.
So does anyone have any questions about Make or the application itself?
What's the cost of full utilization?
What is this one? What's the cost for Make?
So they do have a free plan. So everything that I did was, you can do on the free plan.
Yeah.
You get charged per execution. So that this was a 3-step automation, the one that I showed you, right? So that counts as 3 different executions. In the free plan, they'll give you maybe 10,000 executions. So, you'll be good for a while, but it really gets costly when you're doing, tens of thousands of executions a month. Like, for example, for some of my clients, it's very heavy because we build like 50-step automations and they're constantly running 24/7. Then they would have to, pay for those executions. But for under $10 a month, you'll be fine. I think their paying plan above the free one is $10, and that's gonna set you up with like 15,000. So you'll be okay. Yeah, so it's very cost effective in my opinion.
So, with the automation that you have doing, posts, social media posts, is it designing and creating a description of posting for you?
Yeah.
If it is doing that, one thing I realized with ChatGPT, when you do, create something, you say like design an image, it's very, you can see it still needs to develop, it looks AI created.
Yes.
So how would they be posting these social media? Will it look like what is shown in ChatGPT? Because that can also deteriorate the brand versus growth.
Yeah, of course. It's up to you what image generation thing you want to use. ChatGPT is not the best, not the only one. So like, you're gonna get AIs, looking images from ChatGPT. But then if you use something like Flux or Laura, which is these new advanced one, then you can get hyper realistic images that look like human beings. So if you're like a coffee shop, for example, and you put a prompt into Flux, you can look like people are sitting at your coffee shop, drinking coffee, smiling, having fun. And it's super hyper realistic. So it depends on the model you use. ChatGPT is not a good example for images, but it's good for text. So there's specialties for everything that you need. And you can connect anything to this. So if you use something like Flux, and then there's also video ones like Sora. Sora can make, lifelike videos as well.
The journey.
Mid journey as well. So explore the different ones that match your use case. Some will work well, some won't. And then connect them with this, then you get better output.
And do you have a list of what's the better platforms for images versus videos versus text? Like, are you able to provide those?
Yeah, we have a list somewhere, not in the presentation, but afterwards, if you reach out to us, we can send something over.
Sweet. So it can load it up as a draft, and then we review the draft, and then
Yeah, you could also do that too as
if
well.
we don't trust that its output will be,
Yeah,
we want to see the draft first. Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, one click.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can have the draft prepared. You can have just the text or the captions prepared for that too as well. Then you can even implement your own photos and stuff afterwards into it.
Right.
Like there's a couple different ways that it can do it. That's just an example of what it could fully do to the full extent. But yeah, you can totally compartmentalize it however you want.
Yeah, and that's what we recommend as well. Like from day one, it's not going to be autonomous where it's posting on its own, but like for our clients, we'll do the draft method, they review it, they get comfortable with it. Once it gets to a point where they're happy with it, then they start trusting. Then it can be on autopilot, but never from the beginning. You want to monitor it.
Same with that new hire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, last thing.
Yeah, send the contract. Yeah, absolutely. Or recruiting for hiring. Like this could totally revolutionize like the recruiting space or gathering business information from everyone that's on Queen Street, right? We're just gonna fill in the form and ChatGPT summarizes it and we know everything about them and then we can sort that in elements.
Yeah, that's right. The concept of that right now is called human in the loop, meaning that it's not fully autonomous. There's still a human that has to kind of do the oversight, monitor it, manage it. But eventually we are going to get to a point where it is fully autonomous. We don't need humans involved in the process anymore. These agents, as we call them, are just going to run on their own. They're going to act as employees or we can trust them to fulfill their job. We're not there yet, but we're getting very close. So you guys will have like AI employees gonna do all these tasks for you and you don't have to manage them and worry about them. That's coming very soon, I think.
Major.
There was one thing that Hamza and I we were deep into the rabbit hole last night with this new upgrade of ChatGPT. It's called ChatGPT Operator. You guys ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much what it can do. We were watching a bunch of tutorials. It's not available in Canada as of right now. It's only available in the US and it's in its beta testing phase. It's essentially it can take over your entire computer and it can as long as you prompt it and say like we watched one example yesterday. This guy programmed his ChatGPT operator to go and message every single person on Facebook Marketplace to buy old pianos, and then he would go ahead and flip the pianos like on eBay or whatever, and then say, "Oh, hey, if you're looking to get rid of this piano, okay, it'll cost you $250 to do this." And the operator would just send out these messages completely on autopilot and then notify him once the messages got responded. And if he wanted to say yes to the deal, he just said yes to the deal. So that's where more of the autonomous stuff is leading towards. It's still in the beta phase, but yeah, we're getting there, which is totally wild.
Yeah. Cool. And then the last thing I want to go through the automation is just real world use cases. So e-commerce, for example, you can automate your Shopify orders, whatever you're using into your database, Google Sheet. You can automatically send follow-ups to customers. You can automate your newsletter, real estate, and Facebook leads you get. You can have AI bots reach out to them, put them in merger sequences. So now on autopilot, they're getting text messages and emails, basically selling on your behalf. Marketing, like I showed you, posting blog content on LinkedIn, Twitter, stuff like that. So basically anything you can think of, the only limitation is your creativity. Like I go into every consultation or meeting with a business owner and I'm never like, oh, we can't do that. There's always some way to do everything now. So really, there's no limitations. It's about can you figure out what that process is like, or hire the experts to do that for you. But really, don't let any bottlenecks hold you guys back. If you do a deep dive and learn all this stuff, then your business could theoretically run like 70-80% on autopilot. You guys just focus on the fulfillment, sales, marketing, all of that stuff should be automated. There's no reason why you guys should manually be writing, posting, creating content, following up with your leads. With voice AI, with text AI, they should be talking to your leads, theoretically. So that's the way that we're headed. Your businesses should be automated, and these are the tools that are going to help you get there. So next, I'm going to hand it over to Matt. He's going to take you through some other, really cool platforms that can help you with a bunch of other stuff to fill in those gaps.
Sweet. So, so there's two main kind of like creative tools that we're talking about here, which is Opus Clip and Lovable.dev. Has any of you guys ever heard of either of these two applications before? No? Okay. So, does anyone here make like extensive video content at all right now?
Like, it was expensive.
Like, do you make like a bunch of like Instagram reels or podcasts and stuff like that? Yeah. Sweet. This will be really, really helpful for you then. So, pretty much what Opus Clip and Lovable is there are creative softwares that can help you with your video editing, specifically with Opus. So say you're filming a podcast and you're looking to get 20, 30, 60, 90-second clips of highlights within the podcast. You upload it, and we're going to do a live demo too with everyone just so you guys can see it in real action. You will upload the long form video content, say it's like 10, 15 minutes or even longer. You copy and paste that clip into Opus, and then Opus will auto cut everything with different subtitles, different edits, different captions, affiliate that will be generated with that, and it will also give you a virality score, meaning that on a scale of 1 to 100, how likely is this clip to go viral, which is really, really cool. So then it kind of prioritizes, hey, you should probably post these clips first. They seem to have a more of a relatability factor or a viral score for it to potentially go and catch the algorithm, as opposed to some of the other ones. And then with Lovable is an app software, creating software where you can essentially create your own application completely with no code. So we'll dive a little bit more into it. Okay, so if you guys want to open up ChatGPT and go to the Lovable.dev website and then open Opus Clip, might be opusclip.pro. There is a free version for Opus too as well. We'll give you a trial, but then afterwards it is paid, but this is just for demonstration purposes only. So if you guys want to go ahead and open up those applications, then we'll dive in. Yeah. So just a little bit more details on what Lovable.dev is. So it's a platform that's designed to help developers, startups, businesses, creatives create their own app, software, website, landing page. Does everyone currently have a website for their business? Who doesn't have a website for the business?
I have a business, so also.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So by the end of this training, you'll have the technical knowledge and the know-how to program your website directly within Lovable, and then you'll be able to publish it, and then you'll have a full functioning website after this. So that could probably be a really useful exercise to do. And even if you already have an existing website, you can maybe create a landing page or a virtual sales letter or just an information info page about what your business is, and then you'll be able to program it afterwards utilizing this. Okay, so essentially, step one, this isn't a follow-on. We'll do the actual training afterwards. This is just kind of like an overview of everything. So it's a drag and drop app builder, where pretty much if you utilize ChatGPT prompting, which Hamza just explained earlier, you'll be able to take all of that information from ChatGPT, move it into Lovable, and Lovable will be essentially to build everything out for you in real time. It will build the code for you, it will build triggers for you, it will build the workflows for you, so it's fully autonomous in that sense. So examples, CRM system, a custom booking system, a website, a landing page, all of these different things it has the ability to do. The next steps after that would be to collect information from the business, store any sort of unique details, outline any of the workflows or the functionalities that you want it to do. So this one is a little bit more comprehensive and bringing a very, very detailed prompt. Like we just don't want to say, make a website for my wood shop business. We don't want to say that. We want to actually give it a very detailed prompt, which we'll go over afterwards when we do the live demo. And then the next step, which is the final stage of the build, is to customize it with your colors, with your branding, with your logo, all these sort of different things so that the brand and the actual visual presentation of it is cohesive and it actually makes sense. Okay, so let's dive into it now. So does everyone have Lovable open on their website? Sorry, on their computer or phone?
Lovable assistant?
No, sorry, just open up lovable.dev on your computer or on your phone. And for a business owner that doesn't have their website built yet, we can walk through the exercise and we can do it right now. If anyone wants to share, or if anyone wants anything built, Cyrus, let's go. I know Cyrus, so this might be a little biased, but we're gonna do this. So here in Lovable, we're going to make a very detailed prompt. So Cyrus, you want to just tell everyone a little bit about your business again?
Sure. So, hi everyone, I'm Cyrus, and my business idea is to build a one-stop shop for all home maintenance services by the name of Home Hero. So that's the business.
Perfect. So I'm just making the prompt right now. I want you to make a website for a home renovation company that is called Home Hero.
It's home maintenance.
Home maintenance?
Home maintenance.
Home maintenance.
And renovation could be.
So you can build the prompt directly within Lovable, or you can build directly within ChatGPT. Either or. Like it's called maintenance, that'd be great.
Home Hero.
Okay. Called Home. Website for home maintenance company that is called Home Hero. They specialize in, sorry, so you want to list off some stuff that you guys specialize in?
Decking, fencing, roofing, painting, flooring, anything and everything home related.
Flooring,
Would be
tree removal,
tree removal, landscaping.
tree removal, landscaping, and more.
And more, you could say one-stop shop would be, might be more comprehensive.
This is the one-stop shop for all people looking to make improvements to their home. I want the website to outline the list of services of what the business does. I want an about page. I will about page, contact page, and info form so people can submit custom requests that aren't listed in the website. I also want a section for all the services to be provided with a text description. I want the middle of the website to have a placeholder template where we can later import testimonials from the clients. And I want the website to be a one-pager that is easy for functionality. Make this clean and informative with descriptive text, and make the title of the Home Hero Flash vibrant, in a engaging text fashion.
Also, maybe a call to action, and also, right?
Sorry?
Maybe like a call to action, so to speak, like somewhere to click on for.
Yeah, I put that in the
Is that-
contact
is that-
page. Yeah.
yeah.
So we're just gonna go ahead and hit generate now and see what comes up. So right now, what Lovable is doing, it's fully digesting that prompt, and we're gonna see it build the code for the website in real time. And then afterwards, it's probably gonna ask us some questions to kind of like refine it, and then afterwards, we'll be actually to see a full published version of the website of what that actually looks like. So as you can see, this is crazy. It's literally building out everything in front of you in real time. This is nuts, guys. Like, isn't this crazy? You can build your own anything in here.
What happened to Python?
Sorry?
What happened to Python?
In Python? Yeah, I know.
This is doing it.
Yeah, Python, yeah, that's crazy.
I got an error message, said build unsuccessful.
What was your prompt?
It was quite detailed. Design a SaaS platform that tracks and measures ultraviolet light in the form of an open API. Create a mechanism for gauging UV fluence using time intensity.
Does it say why? Build unsuccessful?
No, it didn't say. I mean, some of them be very history specific. It doesn't necessarily but it didn't say why not.
Inside the chat window, can you ask it what do you need?
Yeah, why did this not compute, or why did this not work out?
I just click try to fix.
Yeah, sometimes if you hit that, it'll do it again. It's still building the code for this.
Yeah.
And also, it's because we gave it a relatively detailed, pretty in-depth prompt. Keep in mind, there's no logos, there's no branding, there's no marketing, there's no anything. This is really just like the grassroots foundation of it. What you guys will see. Okay, now it's generating a preview. Okay, so it says Home Hero. It goes over all the different sectors that we set for it to outline. And made the About page. Home Hero is your trusted partner in home improvement with years of experience and dedicated team of professionals. We deliver exceptional results and transform houses into dream homes. Our commitment to quality, attention to detail, and customer satisfaction has made us a go-to choice for homeowners across the region. That's actually not bad. We didn't even prompt that at all. You know, what our clients say, perfect. It allocated that testimonial there, which is great. And then it also implemented that contact form. So it's like name, email, service that they're looking for, and the message. So going back to what Hamza did earlier with that make.com automation, right, for the website, we could then take that make.com information, trigger it to the website, and then as soon as an inquiry gets filled out, it will get an email directly sent to Cyrus, and Cyrus will be able to facilitate that however he sees fit. Again, this is just an example. It's not fully live or whatever. It also didn't do the flashing thing with the text there, but that's okay. And then we can consistently improve it.
Yeah, so if you see on the left-hand side, there's that chat icon. So you can basically speak to it, like if you hired a developer, for example, and you're having revisions with them and you're giving them feedback, you can just talk to it. Say, hey, can you change the logo or change the color scheme or make this bigger, make this smaller? Treat it like a human being, and it'll basically just work. It'll build you exactly what you want. And it's unlimited revisions essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the paid version of Lovable, which is $20 a month US. It was about 28, 29 bucks. But the first little batch of doing prompts and everything with it, you can utilize completely for free. But if you want to actually publicize it and utilize it, you'll probably have to upgrade to the premium version of it. But this is just like to more show like the functionality and the actual capabilities of what it can do. So you can see here it says if your project requires back-end functionality such as storing customer requests or testimonials, you can use the Subbase menu on the top right to connect your project to Subbase. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I mean, essentially, this is just a front end, but if you want a back end structure to this, then they have their own built-in database. So on the top right, it says connect to Supabase. Again, it's very intuitive. Like they built this for people who aren't tech savvy. That's the whole point of this. So it'll teach you like exactly what you need to do. There's step-by-step tutorials. But the idea is really just build whatever problems you have in your business. You can build solutions for it. It's going to guide you. So if you need a CRM, with the current ones on the market, you want to fulfill your specific niche, build your own CRM, connect it to your website, pick all the custom fields that you want. Really, the world's your oyster again. Like it's up to your creativity. You can build anything that you want. The backend functionality is there. The next way that this is heading is that, so we watched that video yesterday, but basically, operator, ChatGPT's operator can take over your browser, basically do whatever you tell it. So there was a use case where basically someone told the operator to build an app for them. Operator went into Lovable or something similar and was talking to Lovable's AI. So it was two AIs communicating on their behalf. You're basically revising the website on its own or the app on its own and just build exactly what they wanted. So now we don't even have to do this anymore. We could tell another AI, this is the objective that I want. I want this built. That AI will go talk to this AI and basically build it for you. So it's getting like really meta. It's getting like kind of crazy, but that's where we're headed. Where like we will literally do nothing. Like the AIs will just work for us. So if we do a follow-up session, I think it'll be based on these agents, like the operators and stuff. So like, we're just getting lazier, but that's where it's headed. So really exciting stuff coming, but definitely play around with this. You can even go to ChatGPT and say, this is my business. I want to build my own apps for it or something for my clients that I could upsell. It's great to build like little micro SaaSes. If you've got a client base and you want to provide them extra value, build them like a mini app, something that's very specific to them. So if it's like, if you're a mortgage lender, for example, build like a calculator that's like branded for you or something that the homeowners could use on a daily basis to help them with their mortgage payments or like to predict their forecast or like house rates or something like that, right? So you can build your own little apps, put it under your own branding, and then resell it. And then suddenly overnight, you're a software company now. You've got this product that you own. You own the IP. You can sell that off if you want. A lot of people build apps with this, and then they build micro SaaSes, as they call it, and then just sell them off. They get acquired all the time. So really, you guys can do anything. It's your industry's best. You know what problems they have. Build solutions for them, and then do whatever you want with them.
Absolutely. I just prompted it again, say update the color scheme to green, black, and white, and include some cool photos of homes. Make the photo size medium size. So now it's going back in again. It's updating it, and then we're gonna have another preview of it. Again, this is just for demonstration purposes only. But you guys will
So typically the monthly payments for it, once it's built, right? Like, like I can't have them build it and I host it somewhere else or like I have to like stay with them, right? Stay with them, right?
So
CRM and everything that's being built. Right?
Yeah, so if you're using Lovable to build it, then you would say that, and then if you want to like launch it live,
Yeah.
you would just connect your
That's
domain, from GoDaddy, and then you would host Lovable would be like the hosting mechanism,
Okay,
and then GoDaddy would just be your domain that's integrated
nice.
into it. So nice. So we added to add some green line. Get this automatically. This looks sick. This looks better. You know. I went full minimal. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys get the idea of it. It's pretty cool. Another application that I just thought of that I was experimenting with a couple weeks back was like, how many people forget to get their oil changed in their car? You know what I mean? When you look at that sticker and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like 20 billion kilometers over what I need to like go and do, right? So I'm like, light bulb. I'm like, what if there was an automated message that went out to every single person that came through and got their oil change, and it sent them an automatic reminder 3 months later as a reminder for them, hey, your oil's running low. Just go ahead and click on the link to the website to book your oil change for that. So that's just something that I thought of. That's a big niche and stuff for the auto mechanic industry. But that's just an example of an actual app that I created too as well with that. I did that on another free events. Okay, guys, so that's Lovable. So we went through everything of all that. So yeah, I would recommend just going ahead, going through it, open up the new app form there, kind of go over like the detailed prompt that we just kind of went over, and then you can hit publish, and then essentially you'll have your full app live, ready to go, or your website, landing page, or whatever it is that you want to create. Okay, so now we're going to go to Opus Clip, which is a great creative tool for anyone who's making content or thinking about making content. So what it does is you're just going to hit sign up. It's free. You got Opus thing? No? You want to make one for free? Okay.
You need to check.
Yeah.
What?
Sure. So you guys should follow Hamza on YouTube. He's about to break 16,000 followers on YouTube subs on there, and he literally just teaches a whole wide variety of different educational type content when it comes to this world of AI and automation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Hamza's YouTube channel. We'll pick a little bit of a longer video. We'll do this one. I built the DeepSeek Instagram agent in under 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste the link here from the YouTube channel. Then we're going to go to Opus Clip, and then we're going to copy and paste it in here. And then it's going to say get clips in one click. So then here we go down, we can see the type of clips that we want to get. So it will auto do it between a bit of like 0 seconds and 3 minutes, but say we only want 30 seconds, 30 seconds to 59 seconds, and 60 seconds to 89 seconds. So we'll put that as what we want to actually produce and put out. And then afterwards, all we do is click this. And then in about a few minutes, we're going to have that's podcast. This just doesn't mean the new account, my own content. Probably. Okay, so it's currently populating this, so this will be ready in about 6 minutes or so. Also, what Opus does too is once the clips are done, say you want to exit out of this browser and go ahead and do something else, it will email you a notification saying, hey, your Opus clips are ready to preview. And then you just go ahead and you can go through and you'll be able to watch all of them in real time, and then you can kind of vet them. So while this is going on, we'll go back to the rest of the presentation.
Opus is a really good example of a micro SaaS, which is like it's a platform that has one very specific objective, and you can find these for pretty much. So if you're facing a problem, like you can probably just Google it. There's going to be a million micro SaaS.
What's a SaaS?
Software as a service.
Ah.
So it's basically like a platform that people can use. So like everything you're seeing here is a SaaS. So we built this presentation on Gamma, for example, and that's a SaaS. It's like a web-based application basically that you can use. So Opus is one. So all of these exist now because it's so easy to make applications. You can find one for pretty much anything you need. So like I use so many on a daily basis. Matt makes a lot of content, so he puts our long-form content into Opus and gets some clips. But basically, you just research and find ones that are specific for your use case, and it'll do it. So that's the way that things are headed now, where you have a SaaS of pretty much everything, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So here, also another tool that we did not put into this, but Hamza and I use this religiously every single time that we talk. So Hamza's in Toronto, I'm in Niagara Falls. We host a lot of virtual meetings together. If everyone can go to this website, it's going to save your life. I promise you. It's completely free to use. It's called Fathom. So, and it's a Fathom AI. It's an AI note taker. And what it does is you can just upload it to your extension into your Google Chrome or whatever. And then what Fathom will do is every time that you have a Zoom or a Google Meets meeting, anything virtual, your Fathom note taker is going to join the call and it's going to record the entire call for you. And then afterwards, once the call is done, it's going to send you a detailed email summary of what was discussed in the call, mapped out by action steps and just general next steps as to what you have to do. And it will say, and it will timestamp it and says like, you know, Hamza said that we have to reach out to this person to be fulfilled by Matt, or we have to do this. Hamza has to make this ad creative content, or blah, blah, blah. It will fully map it out for you, so you don't have to take any, the days of taking notes over Zoom call and Google Meets call, they're dead now. It's gone. It's completely like eviscerated from the earth. So now you go ahead and use these tools like Fathom or Firefly. Firefly AI is the same thing as Fathom pretty much, but essentially recap, it will record the calls, download them all, and then send you a detailed email about what was discussed in the call afterwards from that. You can even take it a step further and take the description that was written from Fathom, put it into ChatGPT and say, in order of priority, what is the best way for me to complete these tasks? And then ChatGPT will give you an answer on how to do it and how to prioritize everything that was discussed in the call. Okay, so Opus is 40% done right now.
Yeah, we'll show it at the end.
We'll show it at the end.
Matt, is
Yeah,
that only, yeah, Matt, is that only if you have the actual call and you're leading the call, or can you have that on your computer if you're a recipient?
Yeah, you can join it if you're a recipient too. You just have to add it to the call. Yeah, so both ways. Yes.
I use Otter.ai.
Yeah, Otter.
Same,
Yeah,
same, they're all the same, pretty
same
much.
thing.
But one of the features that I really like is that it summarizes the email, and then you can actually just press a button, and it actually converts it into an email. And I never send it as is, though. I always like personalize it.
Yep.
If you don't personalize it, it can actually work against you because it looks like AI. So
Yeah.
there's also that danger too. If you don't make it sound like a human wrote it, it becomes evident that a human didn't write it, and then you can look inauthentic.
Yeah.
So although it's really the best thing ever,
Yeah.
You also have to be careful with it because you don't want to come across as being inauthentic or being what can be perceived as being lazy by not
Yeah.
modifying what the AI wrote and making it separate.
100%. That's totally a great point in terms of like if you're gonna send that email afterwards, we use it a lot just for our internal note taking, and then we have individual task items that we utilize like for the Automation Institute. We utilize Slack to go ahead and do everything. So if someone can't make our weekly debrief meeting, which we host at 6:30 on Monday evenings. Every single Monday we have it's also because our other partner, the Automation Institute, is in Australia. So the time zone we're working usually like in the later evenings. And then our other partner is in Atlanta, Georgia. So Hamza and I are here in Canada. He's originally from Pakistan and the Dubai area. I'm in Niagara Falls, and AJ's in Sydney, and then Bart is in Atlanta. So it's just a great way to keep us all organized. Yeah.
Because of those time zone issues, if someone can't attend the meeting, like for instance, let's say with I'm at a event and I can't attend a meeting, can I still set that application to record notes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if someone else doesn't have it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so your AI note taker, you can say it's your AI assistant, will just go ahead and join the meeting, and then we'll digest all the information so you'll know what you missed.
Oh, so it'll say like Michael AI.
Yeah, you can say whatever. Ours it says Fathom or Otter or whatever you decide to use, but yeah, either way. Yeah. So with Opus here, so now that it's auto-populated, so you can see it generated all these different outputs, right? These are mostly for Instagram or vertical reel videos. And this one is showing as the highest. Keep in mind, Opus is just like a framework that kind of helps get to there. What I do is I take the Opus clips and then I go in and then I put my finishing touches. I'll add music to the background, trim the intro, trim the outro, or there's any sort of other like miscellaneous like text or edits that I want to use. But let's just watch this video just for
And also bear in mind that my content is made for like long form YouTube. It's not really a quick, short, digestible content. So it'll work better with like podcasts and things that are more heavy engagement. So yeah.
So yeah, you can just kind of, this is just all just examples, but it generated all these different clips that you can see. The clips and the audio just automatically work here. So it's great, and then it gives you the virality score too as well. So say if we wanted to look at this a little bit more in depth,
you can show the reels you posted from our podcast on your Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Here I can go to Instagram. Show you. So when we did a post here at it's my personal Instagram. Right here. So this is a reel that we did. So I obviously edited the cover and everything with it. That he was going to create this community where he was just going to teach people how to build and sell all these automations completely for free. And then now fast forward to today, we're now co-founders in this community of one of the fastest growing AI automation education platforms on planet Earth. Wow. So cool. Yeah. We have just under 15,000 members in the community. Jeez, well, that's amazing, right? So, took on the opportunity, right? Yeah. And prime example of having to pivot the business, right? So, it always, stresses so entrepreneurs and saying, when something's not working, you got to pivot, right? And when you're an entrepreneur, right, you have that skill set. And so, we always encourage people to say, listen,
when your business should never be, a straight line. It always goes up, gets stagnant, maybe you go up and stagnant. It was kind of
Yeah, so that's just an example of what we did. So I kept the text edits in there. I highlighted some words in green there that was provided by Opus, and then I just went ahead and uploaded it directly from there. So yeah, that was posted on February the 4th. We did the podcast probably about like 2 or 3 months back, and now we have over 25,000 members. And okay. Okay, so let's talk about the future. Paul, do you want to dive in and talk about what the future kind of looks like with us?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we alluded to a lot of this throughout the presentation, but really the biggest trend that we're seeing now is the agents. So agents are basically are headed to be like autonomous, almost AI beings that can take over some sort of function within your business environment. They're not really generalists, so you don't expect an agent to do kind of everything in your business, but you're gonna have specific ones for specific roles. Like I mentioned, an agent to maybe follow up with your leads, like a sales agent whose sole objective is to talk to your new Facebook leads that came in, qualify them, and then convert them into appointments. That's a very popular product of ours. So we build these agents to complement Facebook ads and help marketing agencies because you don't want to just generate leads that come into the CRM and then they're sitting there idle because no salesperson has followed up with them for hours or days. That's a very common problem that people have, especially if you're running a smaller team or whatever. So agents are very popular. That basically happens in seconds now. A lead comes in, they either get a phone call or a text message from AI, and they can't really tell the difference. From all of the chatbots that I've built, especially the text-based ones, we've never had one lead that's ever said, "Am I talking to AI?" Because over text you don't know, and if you do the prompting correctly, the personality, the lingo, the language, all of that, it's very hard to tell. So that's a very popular way that we're headed now. And then beyond that, we're going to get those autonomous operators that can take over your computer essentially. There's obviously liability and risk at this stage of that, but eventually it's going to get to a point where we can trust it to kind of just do the work on our computer on autopilot. Like you guys can be watching this presentation and your AI agent can take over your computer right now, listen to me, and take notes, so you guys don't have to take notes. So that's obviously where we're going to be headed. Now, next is voice. So Matt's doing a really exciting stuff with voice. We are as well to kind of help call centers and support agents scale back and use more voice related stuff. But voice is finally getting much better. Like I think over the last 3 months or so, it's improved significantly. Where if you receive a phone call, you're kind of like on the fence now. Was that AI? Wasn't that? But it's going to get to a point where you can't tell it all. We can replicate our voices, make it sound almost like us. So voice is really big. We're building a lot of voice agents, so you're going to see that a lot more. And then, like I mentioned, the autonomous workflows, so self-managing processes. Right now, it's human in the loop. You guys need to monitor it. You need to intervene and make sure it's running correctly. But eventually, you're not going to have to do that, and that's very exciting. So that frees up a lot of our time to focus on bigger picture stuff, more strategic things, while it does all the manual and menial tasks. So that's where automation is headed. Like this is seriously here now. And the cool thing is that the rate of innovation is not linear. So it's not like the progress we saw in the last 3 months is going to be what we're going to see in the next 3 months. It's seriously exponential. So it's going to be like 10x that because these things are just happening so quickly. So if you guys are in this position now, it's vital for you to look into all of this stuff, put it into your business, because if you're not doing it, your competitors definitely are, right? So if you want to compete and if you want to, stay ahead, you need to have all of this in your business because you cannot compete with an AI powered competitor of yours. If they're doing all of this stuff, then they're going to outpace you completely, right? So make sure, you look into this, learn prompt engineering, build workflows and automate your business. And if you don't want to do it, then, hire an agency like ours to do that for you. But one way or the other, you guys need this, implemented. I think it's extremely vital. Okay. Yeah. So Matt's going to take you through some of the voice stuff that we've been working on. And it's really cool. It's exciting stuff that's taking place.
Okay, guys, so I'm just gonna whip up one of our voice agents here. This was built by our buddy Christian. He owns a company called ClickScale. So the agent we're gonna be talking to, her name is Ada. He completely programmed her to just be like a general voice agent bot to kind of get some more information. And we're going to go through a role play exercise. So this is actually really valuable for you for the real estate stuff. This is actually specifically designed to deal with people who are experiencing a high volume of inbound calls, a high volume of calls that need to be made. So this agent can actually dial the phone, call people, take down all the notes, and then put all the stuff that was discussed into the call into a detailed, organized summary into your own CRM software, CRM being a customer relation management tool, where you host all the data and everything with your lead. So we're gonna call Ada right now, and then we're gonna walk through the whole process.
Hi, I'm Ada with Citizen. Who I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Ada, you're talking with Matt Anthony, and you're on speakerphone with a bunch of other amazing business owners.
Hi, Matt, and hello to everyone else. It's great to meet you all. Would you all be open to a quick role play demonstration where I act as your assistant and one of you plays the role of the customer?
Yeah, we'll just do the role play with me, Ada, just for demonstration purposes. Let's do that.
Perfect, Matt. Let's get started. First, you should be a bit about your business. What industry are you in? What's your best-selling product?
Yeah, so the name of the business is Home Hero, and we specialize in providing home renovations for a multitude of residential homes and families.
Got it. Home Hero specializing in home renovations for residential sales. Thanks for sharing that. Here's the setup. I'll act as your assistant at Home Hero, and you'll play the role of the customer interested in a home renovation project. Sound good?
Yep, so I'm ready. Let's go.
Awesome. Here we go. Hi there. Thanks for reaching out to Home Hero. I see you're interested in a home renovation project. Can I ask what inspired you to start this renovation?
Yeah, honestly, we're just looking to change things up inside of our house right now. We want to make it a little bit more family oriented, and we're looking to just improve the overall functionality of the space. So, and we saw your reviews online; they looked really good, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to reach out to you.
That's great to hear.
Oh, excellent.
That's great to hear.
Go ahead, continue. Sorry, I accidentally hit the volume control.
No worries at all, Matt. Let's keep going. That's great to hear. We love helping families create functional and inviting spaces. Can I ask which areas of your
Yeah, we're looking to renovate the basement. You know, the basement's unfinished and there's a lot of potential with it, so we're looking to really dive deep into that. It's about 1,500 square feet.
got it an unfinished 1,500 square foot basement? That sounds like an exciting project. Do you have a specific vision for the space? For example, are you thinking of a family entertainment area, a home office, or maybe something else entirely?
You know what? We're actually thinking of a home office and a family center, a family space that we can put with a brand new TV, couches, and all of that information and all of that those items in there. That's what we're looking for.
That sounds like a fantastic plan and productivity, home office, and relaxation. Family space.
Like tomorrow, like ASAP.
Wow, you're ready to dive right in. Let's see if we can see it. One last question. Have you worked with a renovation company before, or is this your first big project?
This is our first big project.
That's exciting. First projects are always special, and we love to guide you through the process to make it as smooth as possible. Great. Let me check our availability to schedule one of our renovation experts at Hero. That sounds good to you.
Yeah, that sounds great. Can we make the call though at like 7 p.m. just because I work Monday to Friday and I gotta deal with a whole bunch of stuff, like 7 p.m. say Saturday or Sunday at night. Does that work for you?
Absolutely not. A 7 p.m. call on either Saturday or Sunday works perfectly. Let me confirm, would you prefer this Saturday or Sunday evening?
Let's do Saturday.
Got it Saturday at 7 p.m. I'll make sure to get that scheduled for you. Looking forward to connecting with it. Thanks for the role play, Matt. How did you feel about the demo?
Felt great about the demo. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll send over a confirmation for Saturday at 7 p.m. If you or anyone else in the room has questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Have a great day and talk soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Anna. Bye-bye. So that's just an example of the voice calling features that can happen right now. And the thing is, it can only get better over time. And the crazy thing about this is you can actually clone your own voice so that people think that you're actually talking to you. I would specify and say that you are the cloned AI assistant, if that is something, you know, that is a little bit more of a transparent world that we should be living in for sure. But the option for you to clone a voice or clone a team member's voice to answer any calls, or if you want to just clone any sort of voice, that's also an option too as well with voice agents. So yeah, that was a voice agent presentation.
Can you say in summary when he was talking to the, how the lead comes?
Sorry, brother.
How the lead comes to the, they, like, you're talking?
Oh, so it's talking to this? Yeah. So that can be triggered in a multitude of different ways. So that make automation, right, that Hamza made earlier. So what we could do is say when they fill out the form on the website, we can trigger the AI voice agent to call them within 30 seconds of them submitting that information to the website. So then they'll get like a pre-qualification call. We can train it so it asks the right questions. And then if all the questions are answered correctly and it all sounds good, then that AI voice agent will take all of the details that were discussed in the call, send an organized email to the business owner, and then the business owner has the information based on the criteria that was talked about, and to better prepare them for when they actually call the person in real life.
Yeah, you can also update the CRM as well. Like you can automate it to do anything after the call is done. Whatever you want to do with that information, send us an email, update the CRM.
Yeah, schedule calls, schedule appointments, literally anything. So this is just the early version, but for call centers, for mass calls for real estate, mortgage, insurance, roofing, renovations, anything. It's pretty much your own like personal custom support staff that you have. That's a full AI agent that you can use a voice or you can clone your own.
What app are you using for this?
This one's a little bit more comprehensive where we use a multitude of different apps like 11 Labs, ChatGPT. It's a little bit more of a comprehensive build, and Christian has gone very in depth on what that is, but it's a little bit complex to get into right now. But it's a combination of a multitude of different applications.
Yeah, but if you want to just get started playing around with voice, then you can check out Vapi, VAPI. So that's where you can kind of just prompt your own voice agent connected to a phone number that you can purchase and then just play around with it exactly like we did. So that's probably the easiest one. They're the biggest player right now. There's a lot of options. You can do your research, but just check out Vapi. VAPI. Yes. Yeah.
That concludes our presentation, guys. Thanks for your time. Anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask. We'll be here.
Yeah, so I went online to try and get that school.com automation.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's so it's school.com/automate, and that's our free.
Automate.
Yeah, automate. Yeah. So that's our free community where you'll learn a whole boatload of different stuff. Hamza has very comprehensive, more in-depth trainings as to how everything kind of works. Like, for example, you want to list off some automations that you have?
Yeah, so I mean, automations like, for example, if you get a missed call in your business, you can have an AI agent reach back out to that lead, say, hey, sorry, we missed your call. What are you looking for? And they can qualify the lead from there. To help you with reputation management. So if you guys are listed on Google, obviously you understand that being near the first page or being near the top is beneficial. So we have automations to help you gather reviews from your customer base where they can leave your reviews. You move up the rankings. Things like database reactivations. If you guys have been in business for a while, likely you have a database somewhere like an Excel sheet or something of past clients that you can always reactivate using some of the platforms that we teach, where you can send them offers, you can upsell them to things that you have. So basically reactivating dormant leads and getting them to be active customers again. It's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. I just provide you with the tools and the examples. But whatever you build with them is completely up to you. But again, the sky's the limit. It's up to your creativity. You know your business best. So whatever you guys need, there's definitely a way to do it. And then in order for us to help you with that, if you guys want some more guidance, we are offering a free 30-minute consultation, like just a deep dive into your business, see what's working, what's not. And then we can give you some guidance on these are the best tools you can use, or if you want to use us to build it out for you as well, then that's an option too. But feel free to just scan the QR code. It'll take you to a form. Just give some details about your business, what you're looking for, and then we'll get in touch with you to book a meeting if you guys want.
What's your LinkedIn last name?
Vague, VAIG. Hamza Vague. My social handles are Hamza_automates. My Instagram is my most popular, so I post a lot of automation builds and scenarios. So my style, I can show you guys. You can use it for inspiration, really. But I post a lot of reels, like this is an example of like a plumber automation, hair salon, restaurant, therapist, personal trainer. So I post these different automation scenarios that I build, and you guys can use that as inspiration for yourselves within your own business.
And that's on what?
This is Instagram. Yeah. I also have a YouTube. So my YouTube is more in-depth tutorials where I teach you guys stuff and they're like 10, 15-minute videos. These are quick, 1-minute videos.
And what did you say your Instagram handle was again?
Right here at the top, Hamza_automates.
Question, you said school.com/automate, right?
Yeah,
School is spelled SKOOL, not the regular.
yeah, not the normal school. Yeah.
So it should look something like.
Yeah. So essentially, what school is, it's an online platform where you can post any sort of information. Like I think Dr. Dave, when we were talking about this, right, this would be really great to have all of your information of all your teachings, your practices, your research posted all in one spot, and you can make it completely for free for people to join, or you can charge a monthly membership for that as well. So this is our free one right here. Again, we're about to crack 26,000 members in here. So there's a lot of tutorials, a lot of great knowledge, a lot of great insights in there that you guys can all access completely for free. Any other questions, guys?
So by the sound of it, to me, it sounds like if somebody has a business, the business plan, like really nicely done, they'd be able to run their business with AI. And it sounds to me like this is multiple different or apps and integrated, they can all integrate and work together.
Correct.
To optimize that business.
Absolutely, man. You hit the nail right on the head. Yeah, it's all putting together all these different. Like we didn't produce any sort of actual code, right? Over this, but what the magic is with all of this stuff is taking all these different applications and getting them to work together. Yeah, this is the new world of AI that we're living in right now. So it's just a matter of finding like what are these best optimized tools to kind of utilize, and the tools that we just showed you over the course of this presentation, we utilize every day. Yeah. So hopefully it helps you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If you are in the investor readiness program, the rest of our afternoon will be in here. And there will be like a 10-minute break. If you want to take that, we're going to have pizza for lunch. And we'll get started with our orientation. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Right.
Thank you.